This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I have to say that I am not giving out medical information. I am not giving out medical disinformation. I'm just
Let's see how this goes.
showing you stuff going on around in people's cities and towns and what the mainstream is reporting on. That's all. I'm not giving advice one way or the other, okay? I just have to do that now. Apparently, even talking about the topic without giving any info, because when you get
Call, I know you think you're being subtle, but you're never subtle about this. They can tell when you're doing medical misinformation because you're not sneaky. I know dumb people don't know how dumb they are, but like, please try and be subtler if you don't want to get your channels banned. M. Wade 19, thanks for 11 months.
strikes for talking about Saturday Night Live, yeah, and critiquing it, yeah, it's pretty pathetic.
I don't know why he even blames me. I didn't even watch the Saturday Night Live video. If he got a strike on that one, that wasn't me.
But I'm aware that they're afraid of my voice, but they should be afraid, and they should be more afraid in the future, because I'm just going to start going after everybody I feel like going after. Every form of censorship and every flamer that's out there that continues to try to censor my content.
Well, there's the first thing we get to report today.
Afraid of my voice, but they should be afraid, and they should be more afraid in the future. But I'm aware that they're afraid.
Here is a link where he is threatening people and calling them, quote, flamers, probably referring to myself. So go ahead and if you'd like, report that. Oop, not the transcript, sorry. Report harassment or bullying, violent or repulsive, physical attack. No, that's not it. Saying he is going to come after me and calling me a flamer because I'm LGBT. Report! Wow, we got our first report in the first minute of his video. Little after, minute 7 seconds. Much sooner if you take out his intro, so that's impressive. Nick says, I know it's only Tuesday, but drinking game for how many reportable things? Oh boy, I think you'd die. I think you'd die. Screaming at the radio with 9 months says, is that a baby? I think it is. A call for a sub-baby name. Alright, this sub-baby's name is, Anthony Fauci. He calls you a flamer because you're so hot, obviously. I know. Tucker White says, what the hell is a flamer? It's a derogatory term for LGBT individuals. Blackwing Hecate says, I'm correct in the belief that you didn't use your real name on the internet to avoid confusion with your co-host? Correct. Bitter Old Ass Broad says, hey everyone, just saw a clip of David Pakman about how Biden inadvertently called a Fox reporter dumb son of a bitch during the last press conference. Brockgom says, wait, it's an LGBT slur? I thought it was a word for people who mass flag and cause problems.
Of my voice. But they should be afraid, and they should be more afraid in the future, because I'm just going to start going after everybody I feel like going after. Every form of censorship and every flamer that's out there that continues to try to censor my content, you can expect to be like a penny on the train tracks, okay? Because you're going to get flat.
Can you explain what a penny and train tracks are? Call, it's not 1946 anymore. Rosalind Faye, thanks for 4 months.
That line. So, that being said, this isn't medical info at all. I want to cover this video.
You know, saying that and then implying medical misinformation doesn't undo the medical misinformation, right? I'm just checking.
Clip uploaded from a channel. The same channel I covered a couple weeks ago, who found the Pfizer building with all the Egyptian crap inside of it. The channel really has an interesting way of...
Which we covered, by the way. The Pfizer building in New York has a mural on the wall that's depicting various influential figures or mythological figures with ties to medicine in the past. So they had an Eye of Horus, and Horus at the far left, which is where the ancient Egyptian thing is coming from. And then it goes on to show like some sort of Eastern healer, and then more modern, like scientific medicine influential people. And Call misinterprets this and doesn't understand it because, again, he doesn't really know anything. He's just conspiratorial minded and is constantly looking for symbols and evil and Freemasons and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Uploading and showing this content, it's really pretty incredible the way he does it, because he doesn't even have to really talk much. He just shows you the hypocrisy and the lunacy of the world that we're living in.
He looks at corporate art and doesn't understand it.
The channel is called Lincoln Kareem, or Lincoln
Yeah, that can be spurious symbology on the bingo card.
Kareem. It is linked below for those of you if you want to check it out. I have the original video linked below. And what he does is, it's very interesting, and it's just a total huh, because
Call says huh on the bingo card.
he goes around in his city to places where they're doing testing, right? And at these places, he asks them, and he picks up masks off the streets, and he asks them, where should he dispose of these? Because if they're so, if everything is what they say, and it's so dangerous and so deadly out there, well, shouldn't we be putting these in like biohazard waste garbage?
Call, yeah, you probably shouldn't touch masks other people have discarded just because that's gross, for the same reason you shouldn't touch other people's trash in general. But the purpose of masks is to, like, prevent you from spreading things through particulates in the air. Like, your breath isn't toxic, it just has the chance of shooting particulates, because COVID, the way it travels through the air, is on tiny, like, droplets of spit that you are constantly doing when you talk. If the mask has just been sitting on the ground for a while, it's probably fine. But again, I don't think you should touch it. Blackwing Hecate says, oh, I thought he was mistaking Art Deco styling, which is very Egyptian and adjacent for Illuminati BS. This is even dumber. Robert Morley, thanks for gifting 4 Tier 1 subs.
Garbage cans, and then on top of that, where do they get taken and what happens to them from there?
I would imagine they go to the dump like all other trash.
Right? Because what if somebody's wearing one who already has this so-called infection? Right?
That would kind of be the point. It would stop them from spreading it. But again, COVID doesn't last on surfaces very long. The issue is when it spreads if you're close to someone in close proximity, closer than 6 feet, for instance, and you're having a constant conversation with them or talking in their vicinity. It's not so much about getting your particulates on surfaces, though if you immediately sneezed on a surface and had COVID and they touched it and touched their face, yeah, there's the possibility of transmission. But to my understanding, it doesn't last on surfaces very long. The big issue is spreading it via air, through the particulates, onto people's faces, onto people's hands touching their faces, getting into their orifices and all that stuff.
Right? And then they just leave their mask and put it in a trash can, and the city would...
It's like saying used tissue should be put in biohazard bins. Yeah, good. Good. Also, don't pick up people's tissues either. Not great.
That spread it. You see, questions don't get asked. All people do is just listen to what they're told. So take a look as he goes to these testing places around the city. Look at some of the responses. You got to wonder where they're hiring some of these people from. Throw it in the trash, bro. Some of these people are just oblivious. And then one person...
Hydrate. Will do. Ad hominem on the bingo card for derogatory slang. Sure. Hello, FBI. Is this a threat? Sure. That's not how science works. Sure.
It does have a bio waste hazard bin with no lid on it, so it might as well just be its own garbage can. And they don't even know where it gets dumped for the most part. So take a look at this video.
Why are you picking that up? That's so weird. Oh god, did he like put it up to his mouth and sniff it? What the fuck? Oh god. That's so gross. Someone's been fucking spitting into that all day. Why? Nick says, call us Samir Bhavani confirmed.
Do you guys have a biohazard bin to throw these? I don't want to throw it in the regular trash.
That's not really how that works. And the fact that you think this is a gotcha to everyone with a triple-digit IQ, this makes you look like the dumbest person. Bumble Homestead says, so do these people just not believe in germ theory at all? I don't know what Call's deal is in terms of germ theory. I really don't.
Do you have a bin for biohazard stuff?
No.
No? You just throw it in the ordinary trash? I don't want to put it in the regular trash. So you guys don't have a way of disposing the masks?
We do, but we can't give this. We're not allowed to give this to you.
Oh, okay. But you do have a place to throw them away, right?
Yeah, but we can't give this to you.
Throw them in the trash. You already put them in a bag, you fucking weirdo. Masks aren't something you should pick up and fucking sniff, and honestly, I wouldn't touch them with my bare hands either, but they're not a biohazard like their blood, you fucking weirdo. Like, does he think they're emanating COVID? How does he think viruses work? Like, viruses don't move around on their own in the environment. Like, that's not how they work. They need to be transmitted via, like, touching or projecting in the air through spit or whatever. It's not crawling off of the mask. Is it wrong that I'm more offended by how small that bike lane was? In fairness, I grew up in a very small town, so the fact that there are bike lanes at all is impressive to me. Cupcake Chaos, thanks for 21 months. Can you redeem your gift sub and give it to, Was Once Me? Yeah, where's Was Once Me? Okay. Gift sub. Let me do this gift sub real quick and redeem, and then I gotta change the bingo thing. There you go. Pixels falling with a link.
What? You gonna wash your hands? No, 'cause I'm evil.
Overthought says snipe. And no. Was Once Me got it before you did because of the gift sub. Very close though. Let me change the bingo list real quick. Yeah, we have, that's not how science works. Speedy Yoshi. All right, you are off my list. Unless you win again.
All right, thank you.
Oh, Lily Love Stuff with 45 bits says, sell your used tissues. I sell tissues and videos of myself sneezing and blowing my nose to people who finally my terrible sinuses are able to put to good use. Blackwing Hecate says, I have no idea who this is. Bitter Old Ass Broad, thanks for 13 months, says, 13 months, I'm a horrible stream baby parent. I don't even remember our first baby's name. I don't either. I've had a lot of stream babies. What does germ theory refer to, and do we have that? Germ theory refers to people who will use, kind of similar to how flat earthers will say gravitational theory, or creationists who will say evolutionary theory, but not in the actual scientific sense. They say it in the way that, like, oh, there's the word theory in it, so that means it's not true. So there are people who don't believe germ theory is real. There are people who don't think that diseases are caused by germs, or at least, you know, some diseases are caused by germs. So that's if someone explicitly says that, which we have not gotten yet. Dregory Term says, did you see this tweet thread? It's a chud, not tinfoil, but it's quite funny. No, I didn't. It was about the son of Jarell thing. I'll save it for another time. Magic Mike, thanks for gifting us up.
Do you guys have a special bin to...
No?
You should click on the link.
Let's see. Oh, it's a whole PolitiFact thing, which I'm sure Call loves being fact-checked, especially by mainstream sources. Tucker White says, Hannah, are you implying that our glorious flat Earth isn't actually flat? I know, controversial. The coronavirus can't be so dangerous because there are no biohazard bins for COVID-19 masks and gloves. False. Why masks for COVID-19 don't need to go in biohazard bins. The coronavirus spreads almost exclusively through respiratory droplets carried through the air. It does not live or spread on surfaces. So masks and gloves used by the general public to protect against COVID-19 infection aren't considered medical waste that requires special handling. Medical waste containers, or biohazard bins, are used by healthcare facilities for items contaminated with hazardous infections materials such as blood or other internal body fluids. Personal protective equipment used by the general public doesn't need to be disposed of like medical waste. Masks to prevent the spread of COVID-19 can be thrown away in the trash because the coronavirus doesn't survive easily on surfaces. Wow, it's the thing I intuited. Call is really stupid.
Like, so, for example, we have biohazard bins all over my lab because, you know, we work with mice and they can possibly carry, like, hazardous things that we can be infected with, and I'm not even on screen. And so you have to specially dispose of those. You have to, like, autoclave them and make sure that everything's sterile before you actually throw it away. Yes, this is Baja blasting. And so, like, things that are potentially infectious, like bodily fluids, like if you have a nosebleed in lab, if you have any tissues, those would go in biohazard. Even though, you know, normally if I wasn't in lab, you would just put it in the regular trash. But because it's potentially infectious material, while you're in the lab, you have to put it in biohazard. But masks wouldn't go in there because they don't have, like, potentially hazardous bodily fluids. They don't have the things that the virus or the infection lives in.
Call. I need you to understand something. Baja? Me. You. I'm touching the floor.
Throw masks out.
I love you.
don't. No, we don't. No special.
I don't want to throw it in the regular garbage, you know what I mean?
Why not?
Well, I tricked you.
It should. It's
I didn't go low enough. I can't reach the bottom floor from here. There's a basement, but, you know.
oh, you should put it in a recycle bin, if anything.
No,
Right?
but
Like a paper
it's like
recycle bin?
biohazards, man.
It's not. Again. It's not.
Yeah.
Do you throw your mask in the regular bin?
I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna skip to the end of this, because I think we made our point that Call is dumb. Let's get to the part where Call actually... I was putting that by the window, because it's been on the desk, so it hasn't been getting sun, so they're, like, wilty.
It's okay. They came from the grocery store. They're gonna wilt. Look at...
And again, that's from
Thank you, man.
and again, that's from the channel Lincoln Karam.
I like that Call spends a whole 11-minute video just illustrating how little research he does and how little thought he puts into anything he posts. Why aren't they in a biohazard bin? Because they don't need to be. Why are you talking about this subject when you clearly don't know anything about it?
Or Lincoln Kareem, again, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing. And look, this is just, I mean, the idiocracy of it all is unbelievable, right? It's so dangerous, it's so scary, you can't go near one another, you can't be around one another.
Yes, you can. Don't get me wrong. If you're around strangers, you should keep a distance, and it's good to wear masks. But, like, Baja and I literally got together in 2020 during COVID. Before COVID, and then, you know, we lived together for, like, 7 months during COVID when she was doing remote work.
Today is the 2-year anniversary of us starting to talk.
Today's the 2-year anniversary of us talking?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
And then the 6th is our 2-year anniversary of our relationship.
Okay. So, Call, you don't know what you're talking about. It might help if you had actual people who wanted to spend time with you. You might get a better grasp on, you know, how you're able to see them. Blackwing Hackety says, I met my girlfriend during COVID. Yeah.
But, you know, wearing this thing over your face the whole day where you're breathing and spitting into it, right, from just, you know, talking, and then just chuck it, right? Just chuck it.
Into the trash? Yes. You shouldn't litter, though. Nick says, oh shit, yeah, the 2-year anniversary of Yuhan Baha talking is gonna trigger Call even more. Love it. Meek says, uh-oh, Hannah, you forgot. No, I know the 6th is our anniversary. I didn't know today was the first day we talked, though.
People are chucking them in the streets. You saw him picking them up off the road. People are chucking them in open city garbage cans. People are chucking them in there.
Which, again, Call, if you did 5 seconds of research, you would know is fine. It's fine. It's kind of gross to touch them, just like it'd be gross to touch someone else's tissues. But the virus can't exist on surfaces for very long. So by the time anyone comes in contact with it, which they shouldn't anyway, because usually trash cans have trash bags in them to prevent you from touching the trash. Or they're, like, done by machine anyway, in some places. Yeah, it's not really an issue. You're illustrating your ignorance, and that's about all you're doing in this video.
Their trash cans in their home. And where does it go? Wouldn't it be spreading? What if they light them on fire? Would that spread through the air too?
No. Heat kills disease, generally.
Right? There's just no question.
Does Call not understand how anything works?
Questions answered. You would think that these things would have to go in a disposable waste
Like, Call, one of the reasons we have certain minimum temperatures for cooking foods like ham or chicken or beef is because it kills bacteria and stuff, and bacteria is different than viruses, but I'm just making a point here. It can kill microorganisms and stuff like that. That's why we have minimum cooking temperatures. How little does he know about the world that he doesn't understand this intuitively, just like as a general knowledge thing?
Biohazard type thing, like right out of Resident Evil or something like that, where nobody could come near it. Nobody should be allowed around it, yet they're just tossed all over the place, and you don't hear the mainstream media or anyone talk about it at all because they don't cover all their tracks. You can't look at it and say, well, that's because they haven't thought about that yet. Oh, no? But you have citizens thinking about things like that. You have people who you're hiring to do the testing sitting there just going, yeah, just chuck it in the garbage can. That's what I do, bro.
Yeah, because it's fine and no one's gonna touch it, you weirdo. Most people don't go around touching garbage.
Bro, oh yeah? Are these medical experts?
He probably thinks Ratch magically spawns out of trash. Yeah, spontaneous generation. Let's bring that back. I'm tired of flat earth videos. We need more spontaneous generation videos.
It's the ones doing the testing. Where are they finding these people? At the unemployment line, of course. Where are they finding them? Are they finding
What do you do for a living, Call? Just checking.
them on, are these V2?
The bingo command is broken right now for some reason. Can someone give a bingo link to, Ace of Infinite Spades?
Are they finding them playing video games online? The same type of brain, the same type of people who had the same lobotomies for the most part. I mean, you can't make up how stupid all this is, and you can't make up the fact that even the people who are working to do the testing and showing up, and these sites are all over cities around America, they don't even have answers to the most basic questions. Where do we throw these up? Chuck them.
Being able and trained to do the tests and administer them doesn't inherently mean you're a medical professional. Like, for instance, when I went to Walgreens to do a test a while back, they literally, because we were going through the drive-thru because they want as little contact as possible, they literally just explained how to do it. It comes in a little tube. The tube has some kind of thing in it. It has a thing. You stick it up your nose, you twist the thing, you put it in the thing, they seal it, it's got your name on it, and it gets mailed to the company that does the actual testing. Like, as long as you know how to administer it, you don't need to be a medical expert in order to do it.
I don't know. Chuck them, throw them, leave them in the street, flush them in the toilet. I mean, wouldn't it spread? Wouldn't that cause more spreading? Wouldn't they want?
No, it wouldn't, because the virus doesn't live on surfaces.
Wouldn't you think that this would be the most toxic thing out there, right? The most contaminated thing would actually...
He goes on for like 3 more minutes with a basic misunderstanding about a virus that we've been dealing with for years.
Be that, because you don't know how many people are wearing...
Yeah, your wife did an at-home COVID test an hour ago. Yeah. Which is a different kind. That's the rapid test, which is different, but still.
It who have it supposedly, right? So people could be wearing it not even knowing that they're positive and then just be throwing them in the streets. So wouldn't that cause spreading? Right? We have to
No, and I know it's repetitive, but every time he does this, I'm gonna stop and say no, because I think it bears pointing out just how often he says incorrect information. No, Call, it wouldn't. The virus can't live on surfaces. Masks are a surface, which is why it's good to wear masks, because then the virus gets caught in there, instead of continuing on past where that would be if you were wearing it, into someone else's zone where they can breathe it the fuck in.
should we just social distance?
Nick says, bears, 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 bears. Strumbly for Wi-Fi says, literally every mask ever.
That is not my future. I'm not gonna be buried in a grave. When I'm dead, just throw me in the trash.
From the mass laying in the road? Should we, I mean, are there answers for any common logic questions anymore?
Yes. Did you actually look for any of them, or do you just get angry and immediately hit record on your camera like a reactionary idiot? Brokagam says, I appear to have somehow avoided catching COVID at the Ren Fair in Florida. I feel like Neo dodging all the COVID bullets.
Anymore. Clearly there are not. So I have to be careful what I say, of course, because
You're not being that careful. You're just being dumb in this video. I don't even think this in particular is report-worthy. The threats earlier were, which is why I reported those, but this is just you being dumb. Lily Love Stuff says, oh, I don't know if I shared this with you all yet, but my anti-vaxxer nurse mom caught COVID. Now being a nurse, she was forced to get her vaccine, and she had Omicron, so luckily it was mild for her, but she's still telling my sister that the vaccines make people sick. No offense, but your mom's dumb.
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings by making too much sense, because, you know, in today's world, that's a crime. And honestly, if you see stuff like this and you see how ridiculous it all is, it should trigger and wake people up. I don't know how anyone watching this could be asleep, but now, you know, I am aware of how stupid some people really, really are. And we know those types of people. They're the same type of people who want to have their Johnsons cut off, and they want to grow.
He's very obsessed with me and other trans people. It's interesting. You think it's an ego thing because I constantly watch his videos and point out where he's wrong? Is that inflaming his passion for hating trans people? Is he upset? I don't know. Kinda seems like it.
Tacos on their bodies, okay? I mean, total insane
I want a body taco. It'd be delicious.
people buy into what's going on, and totally insane people don't ask questions about what's going on. And this is the type of response you get from totally insane people. Throw it in a trash
Yeah, transphobia on the bingo.
can. Bro, don't worry about it. That's what I do. Oh, okay. But if this is really going on, you'd think that these would be the germiest things that you could possibly find. Germier than a dirty pair of underwear. Dirtier than a bar of soap that's being, I mean, it's literally sitting on your mask. And since we're wearing these things, because it's spreading that way.
It's spreading through air. It's spreading through particulates in the air, which the mask stops. But once they're on the mask, they're on a surface, they're no longer in your respiratory system, and the virus dies over time. It's fine. Blackwing Hecate says, I mean, there was this guy who amputated his foot and made tacos out of it. I heard about that. That sounds gross. Thanks, Professor QAC.
You'd think that these things would be corroded in them, right? But watch this is my backup channel, but watch a few days from now, stories come out about where you should dispose of these. I wouldn't be shocked. ABC, NBC, right? Or today on the show, our medical experts are going to tell you how to dispose of these properly. Or cities are putting biohazard.
KR Goss says, my husband said Call is mad because you get more pussy than him. I mean, that's not inaccurate, but I think he's more just mad because someone he considers lesser than him, me being trans, he considers me much lesser than him, is consistently calling him out for incorrect information that he's spreading and making fun of him. And I think that's what gets him the most, is that someone that he deems to be lesser than himself doesn't take him seriously and mocks him. I think that gets to him, and I think it hurts his ego, like, a lot. Tucker White says, I consider linking the scene from Sideways, but that's too good for call. Hydrate.
Hazard baskets on the streets. Please make sure you wear gloves when disposing of it. Right? I mean, that's another thing. These people wear these things. They take them off with their bare hands, right? Wouldn't that be spread? I mean, are any people thinking?
Take them off with your bare... Is he concerned that you're going to spread stuff from your own body into your own body? What does he mean? Oh no, I touched my own mask, so all the things that were already in my own body are now in my hands, and I might put them in my body.
Clearly, they are not. So thank you to the channel, Lincoln Cream. I have his channel posted below. Hopefully he's okay with me sharing it. I'm giving him a shout out. But I mean, it's all around us.
You are supposed to wash your hands or use hand sanitizer or both when doing anything. You're not really supposed to touch it or do stuff when you are wearing one.
And the signs and the symbols are all around us. And people refuse to see it. They just want to live in blindness. They're in spiritual blindness and they're in literal blindness. It's almost like their brains have been sucked out of their bodies, like, I don't know, Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something like that. Oh, right, that's probably what's going to end up happening with the black goo. But anyway.
Cole, I'm genuinely concerned Cole's going to go on a shooting rampage, and in his head the justification will be he's going to, in his head, think that people have turned into zombies, but really he's just paranoid and crazy, and he's just going to go shoot a bunch of innocent people, and then himself or something, and he's going to be like, ha ha ha, I did the good thing, ha! It's going to be nuts. Lily Love Stuff says, I would ask if Cole thinks you should wear gloves to wipe your own ass, but I feel like his cheeks are glued together.
Interesting, isn't it?
That's how he keeps the stick up there.
Unbelievable, folks. Reminder, check out the website at callforuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. Great information being shared over there. Hope to see everyone over there. I've uploaded a bunch of videos this week that you definitely want to check out that I kept.
Narnandia Owl says, black goo. Now that's something I've not heard of in a while. Tucker White says, God, I can't wait till COVID's a thing of the past. I'm ready to start my new business idea of going to retirement homes and breathing on old people. Blackwing Hackety says, what was that about black goo? Did he misread people's concerns about nanotech? Yeah, basically.
Cannot upload over here, as well as videos that have been given strikes or deleted. So I recommend at some point in time everybody sub to the website if they can. I want to thank all of you for being here.
Call Sites Media from 20 years ago, Invasion of the Body Snatchers is from the 50s. In fairness, there were remakes later, but yeah, sure, I'll count that.
Should be able to upload on my other channel tomorrow or the next day, so keep an eye out for that. If you're not subbed to the other channel, I definitely would sub to it now, because that's my other main channel. And in the event this video gets a strike, which it probably will, you know where to find me, hopefully, by all the links that I've left up. So thanks again for being here, everybody. Hope you're doing well. God bless you and your families.
Well, there we go. That is Russian Vids 1.
This
Are you the Russian Vids from YouTube? I love your insane content. Towing24 says, Peter will go first when New York AG actually charges Trump. You have more confidence than me that any sort of justice exists in the United States. Russian Vids, if that's genuinely you, you know that They Live isn't about like what you think it's about, right? They Live is about capitalism being bad. Just so you know. You might want to actually listen to John Carpenter on that one. Speedy Yoshi says, Cole's so salty. Too bad he's probably white so he can't season anything with it. Nice. God Anubis says, is it okay to post my GoFundMe? Go for it. Rachiology says, Cole is so unable to grasp the basics of the world that I genuinely think he could never function outside of the coddle bubble he was born and raised in, which hilarious considering he obviously thinks of himself in traditional machismo terms, i.e. powerful and capable. Do we need to put up the John Carpenter quote again? Go for it. Oh, what else? What else? This is a call stream. Which call channel?